Stop finding answers and start asking questions. Right? Welcome to today's video. We are going to talk about this very important concept and an idea which is not just a psychological gimmick or some kind of a mental hack. It is something much more. It is something very much fundamental to our existence. So, Voltaire has said this quotation that judge a man by his questions rather than by his answers, right? So we might have heard or read this quote before, that we need to judge a man by his questions, not by his answers. And this actually serves as an alarming contrast between what is taught to us typically in the education system. We are judged based on the right answers that we give. Whenever a teacher asks questions, we are asked for a raise of hand, and whoever gives the right answer is rewarded, and whoever is unable to give or counter questions, for example, for a question, and he is not rewarded or he's sent out of the class. So the word education itself, as we might have surely heard it 100 times, it is derived from a word, the Greek word, which actually means educare. That means essentially to bring out what is within. So the root or the fundamental meaning of the word education is to bring out what is within, and not to stuff something from outside. It's not something which is pushed in from outside, it is something which is brought out from inside. That's what education in its meaning means. But the scene is totally different today. The pivot has been shifted, the focus has been shifted to cramming, and the best crammer is able to nail the leaderboards or the charts, right? So the point here is to understand that we have to judge a person by the quality of questions that he asks and not by the answers. So just to further consolidate this, this is another very famous quote by Rudyard Kipling. We all know Rudyard Kipling, and he has said that I keep 6 honest serving men. He says that I keep 6 honest serving men, and they taught me all that I knew. And what are those 6 men? Their names are what and why, when and how, where and who. Interesting, isn't it? So what does that mean? These 6 are questions. So if these 6 are questions that he asks at every instance, no matter what is the situation. So how does it actually matter? How does it actually work or make difference? It's very simple. Note this very amazing statement or an amazing fact, that a question opens the mind, but a statement closes the mind. And that's why we say we need to ask open-ended questions, right? So a statement has a full stop at the end. That means it's a dictation to the mind. For example, if I say I am not good at speaking, that means you are dictating a statement to your mind that you are not good at speaking. And by that, what happens? If our mind is not strong enough, as it is the case with most of the populace who are only a product of their environments, in that case what will happen? We'll accept that script. That script will get embedded inside our mind. When we say I am not good at this, or I am bad at studying, or I am not a good whatever, if you give these labels to your minds, these serve as a dictation, and our mind accepts it because mind is a neutral entity. Whatever the way you train him is flexible, trainable, tractable. So that's why a statement will close your mind and it will accept it. But the biggest magic that can happen here is you reframe and rephrase that question or that statement in the form of a question. And the moment you do that, your mind, instead of just accepting order in the form of a full stop statement, will start processing responses because you have asked him a question. That is something so simple yet so magical. For example, instead of saying, I am not good at writing, this is a statement. Rephrase the statement in the form of a question. How can I become good at writing? The moment you convert that statement into a question, your mind thinks in a totally different way. The mind starts processing solutions, responses, and the ways how it can be figured out that you can become good at writing. And you might start getting some pointers inside your head. Number 1, write every day. Number 2, be a good reader. Number 3, join a community of writers, etc. So you understand how it works, right? We have to reframe and rephrase those statements in the form of questions, and it will work magic. It will work magic. Just try it today itself after this video. So this is the whole point, and the same thing is applicable in the whole coaching world, the whole counseling world. What a typical coach or a counselor would do, no matter how complicated the case of the client, there is no machine which we can fit inside the head and extract out the deep information. There is no injection by which we can take the blood test and find out what is this person's calling or passion or the solution. The only way it can be done organically is to ask them questions. It has to do with bringing out what is inside by asking the right questions. So a question can be symbolized or inside the mind as a shovel, just like we use a shovel to dig out the dirt or mud from the ground and create a hole or whatever. Similarly, a question is like a shovel. Visualize it. It is used to dig out the deep things which are secretly or buried inside the chambers of the heart. But the moment you ask that one question, the mind starts processing and thinking, okay, what is it that I did at that point of time because of which I am behaving in a certain way at this point today, and etc. So hope you are able to understand this, the critical nature and the important nature of this amazing yet very simple concept. And this is the reason really thoughtful people have written books on it. Like we talked about the 6 friends of Rudyard Kipling. What is one of the most important of those 6? It is why. It is the why question. Why and we have Simon Sinek has written that international bestseller book Find Your Why, and he has a TED talk which has been viewed millions of times, right? So he imagine a book dedicated to a question, find your why. So that's why it is so important. And every time you see, this is the first thing we will be told that we have to find the why behind whatever we are doing. Why behind the what? Again, the second question. So if we can find the why behind the what, the how will be easily revealed. So these very simple concepts and this simple technique, or in fact the simple idea, can actually just change the way we think and see things. So this is very very important. for us to understand, and hope you have understood and found value from this concept. Please start practicing this. Please start practicing this every single day. The moment your mind starts giving you some kind of dictations, some kind of statements which are closed, change them into a question. The moment you do that, your mind will start processing, thinking in terms of solutions, and then you work on those solutions. But never stop asking questions, never stop questioning, and that is the only way to advance. People who have asked the right questions at the right time have found their answers, and whatever form of prosperity, technological advancement, or any kind of breakthrough, revolutionary, groundbreaking idea that we see executed today has been a result of someone asking a question. So write down in the comments which is that one big question that you want to find an answer to, and I would be really happy to reply or engage with your comments. Please write that down in the comments. What is that one big question you want to find an answer to, and whether you will apply this technique. Thank you very much for your precious time and attention, and I will see you in the next video.